Welcome to day number 60 of the road to $1 million in cryptocurrency live stream. My name is Ash, and in this episode, we are taking a look at Lavacake Layer 3. It's an exciting new DeFi project, and the coin's gonna launch tomorrow. The platform's gonna launch a couple days later, and it's gonna be epic. I'm really excited to take you guys on that journey. We're also going to take a look at the crypto markets today. A warm welcome to all of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Before we head on and look at the data, we are going to fire off a tweet really quickly. Dear at PancakeSwap, Ethereum, Bitcoin Magazine, Polygon, Solana, and Lavacake Finance. Gotta throw them in there since this episode is about them. Look, Ma, it's a unicoin. I'm quite proud of that one. I invented that. I'm quite proud of it. P.S. We are live. Hashtag cryptocurrency, hashtag investing, hashtag money, DCA, BTC, Ethereum, Cardano, DeFi, blockchain, Geek Arts, and 1 million. Let's go ahead and fire off that tweet. All right, perfect. We'll come back to the spreadsheet. We will come back to the review. But before we do, let's take a look at the markets here. Guys, we are looking at another major dip in the markets today. It is around the end of the month, around the last Friday of every month, if I'm not mistaken. That is going to be tomorrow, which is the 27th. We're going to see mass liquidations on leveraged positions. That's currently what we have been looking at over the last few months, and so you can expect dips around that time. Excellent buying opportunity. Again, dollar cost average if you can. Total market dropped around 2.89% there, which is negligible. BTC is down the most, as you can see, 46,800. I do believe that we will go back up. It's just going to take a little while. ETH is doing pretty strong, 3,115. That's only down about $200 since the all-time high this past week. ADA is also on sale, so if you were not able to get it around $2.50, now's your chance. BNB as well. I think we actually hit $500 earlier this week, and so I think we there are lots of BNB bulls out there, so definitely something to consider DCing into if you can. XRP is down a lot, actually. It's down considerably. Like most of the coins, most of the bigger caps here are in the green over the 7-day, but XRP lost about 5% of its value there, unfortunately. And so I'm actually holding some XRP, so I hope that kind of goes up. That would be very cool. Solana is just going absolutely crazy, as always, holding well above $75 there, which is insane, as always. I remember last week where it was like 30-something dollars. It was crazy. It's just, what a crazy parabolic rise. Another coin that I'm actually quite surprised about, and this happened, I think it was earlier this morning. If you guys remember, I told you guys about Mobox, which is a game, an NFT gaming slash farming platform. And just before they launched on Binance through the launch pool, they were valued at around $1 something. And I think it was around here, $1.90, around there. And the moment they obviously announced the launch on Binance, that shot up to like $5 or something like that. I personally purchased it around $4.50, give or take. But then this morning, it just did something absolutely insane. Actually, I think that was this morning. It was absolutely insane. Around like 5 a.m., we had some whales buy in here, and that took the price all the way up to like, what was the all-time high here? I'll just take a look at the bottom. All-time high was, where is it? $9.85. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So right now it's hovering around that $8 mark. Uh, I think it's got room to grow, to be honest. There are lots of people that love this platform. They've got a really, really strong community. Might be something worth checking out. I would not be surprised if they reach the Axie level. Personally, I have not played any of their games, but I do think that they've got some really, really cool utility there. So very, very cool opportunity there as well. Yeah. We are getting closer to the Cardano mainnet launch, and that's probably the reason why we are holding well above 21% over the 7-day there. If you just filter it from highest to lowest, you'll know that Avalanche is kind of did the best so far of the past week. Tezos and Telcoin are also in the top 3 spots there respectively. So some very interesting projects, lots of new projects launching on AVAX as well. So that's something I'm really quite interested in branching out and diversifying into. We'll do a tutorial sometime about how to set it up on your MetaMask. You can actually use MetaMask for Avalanche wallet, but it can be a little tricky, a little complicated. So I'll do a tutorial sometime very soon so that you guys have some information about how to actually start getting into this ecosystem if you're interested. You'll notice that if you head over to RugDuck, for those of you who are in the DeFi space, if you head over to RugDuck here, you'll notice that now they've added an AVAX category. And if you filter by the by the chain here, you'll notice that there are a couple projects that have started launching on AVAX, which is really, really interesting, really cool. And so I imagine this is going to see some really big mainstream adoption there. Trust Finance might be one such site that we are looking forward to. I personally, like I said, I haven't gotten into it yet, but I am very, very interested to check it out sometime really soon. But the topic that you're all waiting for, which is Lavacake. Lavacake Layer 3. Now, how do I know this is Lavacake? Well, this was announced actually in the Lavacake group. And it's the same team behind Restaurant DeFi, which was an abysmal failure, unfortunately. But I think they're taking all of their lessons learned from Lava, as well as lessons learned from Restaurant DeFi, and they're combining it together to bring us a brand new project, which is their layer 3 called Dogcake. And as you can see, they've basically forked their own platform here. If we try to search for it, I don't think we'll find it on RugDuck, but we might. Let's see, Dogcake. Dogcake, yeah. So they haven't actually announced it on RugDuck yet. So you heard it here first, people. You heard it here first. All right, so what are we looking at? Firstly, this is something I'm really quite interested in and really excited about. You'll notice that the total initial supply is just 200 tokens. That is exactly what Lava was going for when it launched. That said, I'm really excited. I think that if this continues to compound the same way Lava did, at one point my Lava farming balance hit like $700,000, and it was just absolutely insane. They basically, I'm not sure how they did it, but they added most of the farming that was locked in liquidity. I'm sorry, the harvest that was locked. They basically added it here to this liquidity pool, and I'm not sure how they did it, but they did, and that ended up compounding really, really strongly and produced an amazing return over all these pools here. And so that's something that's really cool, really interesting and exciting to see. We might see the same thing happen. I'm not sure if they're going to put the entire locked harvest in here again. We'll see. All right. So farming starts in 8 days. So yes, you will be able to buy the coin tomorrow, but you won't be able to farm with it. You will only be able to trade it, and I highly recommend this. Of course, it's not financial advice. This is just what I'm going to do. But if I were you, I would seriously consider purchasing some of these coins. They're only 200, and you'll have a good week to trade them, hopefully by the time farming starts, that price will be a lot higher. What we're going to do really quickly, and I typically don't want to use the live streams for this, but this is a particularly special farm, and so let's actually take a look at how they are doing things this time around. All right, cool. So first thing is the name and and some of the taxes here. Excuse me. So I don't know why they called it Dogcake, but this is probably a homage to the whole Doge revolution that happened this year. I'm not entirely sure. Don't ask me. You got to ask in their group. Hopefully you don't get banned if you ask such things. They tend to ban people or just mute people. It's crazy. Anyways, the average tax is very similar here to how Lava did it, which was around 7.5%. So very, very standard there. If you are trading this thing, you are going to be losing 15% on every buy and sell combined. So if you buy and sell, or if you have like a trading bot or something that's buying and selling, you are most likely going to lose a considerable amount of money. Hopefully you get to make a lot more than you lose. And I personally think this is going to be a week-long hold. We'll actually take a look to see here if they are doing another harvest lock. I think they are, but if they do, then we might see a massive opportunity on the harvest unlock the week after this thing launches. Anyways, so what are they doing here in terms of mechanics or tokenomics rather? So 70% of the 7.5%, which is around 5.25%, will be burned in every transaction. So that's their method of trying to keep this deflationary. However, I don't think that there is a max supply. We'll take a look at this tokenomics section in just a sec. All right, so in every transaction of Dcake will be charged 7.5%. Yes, we said that already. Okay, cool. So now they're talking about some kind of weird built-in competition here. I'm not entirely sure how this goes, but it says here that you can win some BNB depending on how you trade this. All right, so basically every transaction of Dcake will be charged 7.5%, and 2.25%, so that's not the amount that's being burned, that's the remainder, that is going to be swapped to BNB, and it's going to be sent directly, it's going to be airdropped directly to winning buyers and marketing funds. Now, I'm hoping that the tokenomics section can break this down a little bit further, but that's really, really interesting. I haven't seen this team do anything like this before, but I have seen this team be very innovative and sort of lead the charge when it comes to DeFi in general. So that could be really interesting. And they're saying here that if you're the person who gets the last trade in, let's see here, your buy is the only transaction within 3 minutes of your buy. It means that after you buy, no one buys cake within 3 minutes. As soon as there's a buy, the counter will be reset to 3 minutes. Okay, so they're going to do some kind of timer or timed purchase system here. So if you're the last person to purchase the coin within a 3-minute interval, so you might see like a timer appear on the site, and you try to swap out your coins. If you're the last person to get your swap out after the timer runs out, that means that you get to win that BNB. It's going to be a really weird, interesting system. I personally have no idea how they're going to do this, but I'm really interested to check that out. The same thing applies here with the anti-whale system. 0.1% of the total supply will be rejected. You'll notice that on their site right now, they do have, let's see here, on their site, they do have a transfer tax as well as a max amount of Dogcake tokens that you can trade here. So that's 0.2 per transaction. So you are not able to actually purchase one whole token just yet. Unfortunately, the maximum you can purchase is 0.2, which kind of sucks, but hey, really interesting to see how that goes. All right, let's jump into the tokenomics section, then we'll come back to the launch and all that stuff. Okay, so first off the bat, There is no max supply, which means that it is technically inflationary. It's going to keep minting and minting, but I think they're going to be controlling this, and the way that they plan on doing so is through their emission rate, which is 0.02 Dcake per block. And that's something that's really quite interesting there. Previously, they did a lot higher, but we could technically do the math on this. Let's say that we have 1,440 minutes in a day times 60. Divided by 3. All right, so that's the block time there, if I'm not mistaken, times 0.02. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, which I could be completely mistaken, but we might see about 576 tokens per day. They might actually say it here, I'm not entirely sure, but that's just what the math says right now. I could have done that wrong though, but 0.02 tokens per block is looking, just based on my rough calculation here, about 576 tokens per day, which means we're not going to see something super inflationary, but we're also hopefully going to help keep the price really high. So we'll see how that goes, actually. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do this, whether they're even going to do a harvest lock. It's not saying anything about that here. All right, so what are they doing in terms of transfer tax? 8% slippage, okay. Okay, so if you want to buy this, use 8% or more slippage, and that way your trades can go through. Alternatively, if you're using PooCoin, you can, in fact, do this automatically. Just set it to auto slippage, and it should go through. Let's see here, automatic burning. Yes, we mentioned that already. We mentioned this as well. So rewards for BNB for winning buyers. Okay, we mentioned that. Anti-whale, we mentioned that. Referral program. Okay, so they do have a referral. If you want to tell your friends about this, you can use your special code. That way you can get some commission based on what everyone else is making. Deposit fee is 2% for non-Dcake farms and pools. Deposit is 0% for native farms and pools. 50% of this fee will be used to buy back and burn Dcake to pump the price and redistribute. Okay, so that's really interesting. So they do have a dedicated buyback and burn system, although I'm not sure if they're saying anything about a dedicated wallet to do that. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out what that schedule is going to look like. So far, just based on my experience with the group, they have not in the past announced regularly what they've burned, but I could be wrong. Maybe they plan on changing that. So what are go-to pools? Go-to pools are farming pools that allow Dcake holders to stake their Dcake and earn tokens. So I imagine that's just the native pools here. Let's have a look. Okay, I guess not. So I think we're looking at the main pool here, as well as the Dcake farms. So that's what they're referring to there, which is basically just these two. All right, so this is really interesting, you guys. I don't think that they're going to do a harvest lock this time. Okay, so Master Chef, time lock. They are going to do a time lock. They are going to do... I did actually take a look at the code. It looks pretty clean. So feel free to click on the Master Chef and check that out. But just based on my analysis of the code, specifically in the token contract, that looks pretty clean so far. So, okay, so this is going to be a regular farm as far as I can tell. All right, let's actually take a look. Maybe their roadmap says something different. Let's see here. So they can do the launch, the farming, the airdrop, the deploy, the build depth, the audit. Okay, they're going to do the submissions to the different places. Okay, so they are actually going to do something quite different this time, and there is probably good news or bad news depending on who you are. There is no harvest lock on this one. And so if you are somebody who was hoping, I mean, I have to admit, I was somebody who was kind of hoping that the price would like pump, and then after the harvest opens, the price would just fall and then have another kickback. That's usually the sweet spot to buy when the harvest unlocks. But it looks like there's actually no harvest on, there is no harvest lock on this particular farm. And so they seem to be wanting to go the traditional farming route this time, except they're trying to maybe control the price of the token through the very, very super low emission rate, which is 0.02 as we've learned so far. So that said, I guess this number here will change the total transaction amount as the tokens are minted, just based on that 500 per day supply. You'll see the max TX amount change, and you'll also definitely see the pool values change. Okay, so don't expect super high APRs unless you are part of the Dogcake farm. So that's the native farm. That's probably where you'll get to enjoy some of the really, really high returns, but you're definitely not going to enjoy like 75 million here. So this is going to change the moment people add liquidity here. So right now you cannot actually purchase this. It's sitting at $12. It would be nice to actually try and purchase this. I tried. There's only about $1 in liquidity per pool there, and they've only used about 0.1 Dogcake tokens. So it's not going to work. And even if you try, let's assume I put in $10 here, you'll notice that this price impact is just way too high. And so don't even try to purchase this right now. It's not going to be worth it. So just wait for tomorrow, I think it is. Let's just double check here. So in 2 days. So basically on Saturday, you're going to get the chance to purchase this. They're kind enough to give you a timer, so if you want, you can just set an alarm. If you want to maybe save this contract address, you can also do that, and that way you've got it saved and ready to go the moment this launches. I know that I'll be ready, so let's see how it goes, you guys. I'm really, really excited to see how this project goes. Hopefully you guys found that valuable. Again, no harvest lock on this one, unfortunately, but they are trying to do something different, which in the form of rewarding BNB for trades on a timer. So I guess they're trying to gamify it a little bit here. We'll see how it goes, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. But $12 entry price, that's a pretty sweet entry. I think that's going to 10x in a matter of seconds. Hopefully you're able to get in. Definitely join the group and make sure that you are watching everything that they're saying there. So that hopefully will give you guys some value. And hopefully you can take advantage of that sweet, sweet pump. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to take you guys rather through my earnings for the last 24 hours. So today is the 26th. So let's actually do this here. Oops, my bad. Okay, so 26th and 26th. All right, so on ETH so far we are looking at around $50. I'm sorry, that's Bitcoin there, and this is ETH here. So you could say about actually that's higher. Let's actually do the math here. BTC USD. And we did $0.00109, $51. Okay, so BTC dropped a little bit, but it's not a train smash. So about $100 yesterday. Luckily, we are punching above $100 now per day again, which is really, really cool, really awesome to get back in the game here. I basically lost most of my cryptocurrency, so I've had to work really hard to build all of this back up here. But I lost a lot. I lost a lot, unfortunately. So it's sort of like this summer reset the $1 million challenge for me personally, because I did not have a cold storage wallet till now. I've just been using hot wallets, even though I tell you guys all about security and safety. So I hope that you guys will be safe. Definitely get yourself a hardware wallet. These are sort of my values here in my breakdown. I'm invested in 3 things right now, which is mining. If we move this over to the right, you can see it. I'm invested in mining. DeFi, I haven't really done anything in a while. We've just kind of been holding stable coins, buying some Matic, buying some BNB. That's about it, really. But I do have about $550 dedicated to the farming section there. So that's what I'm hoping to do with that. Hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to share some of my strategies with you guys. I'm probably going to be looking at longer term, lower yield farms that are just a bit more stable. So maybe Pancake Swap, but I'm also really interested in Sunday Swap, which is launching on Cardano. That's going to be very cool. Hopefully they offer some really sweet returns. That could be really interesting. I highly recommend that you guys check that out as well if you haven't done so yet. And then obviously my main holdings here, we're mostly holding BTC, ETH, XRP, BNB. We do have some ADA, Solana, AVAX, but I haven't added those values in here. We're going to be dollar cost averaging every week end. So right now, actually, I think Thursday is looking like a better day than Sunday, which is when I have been doing it. So I'll probably do a breakdown today. In case you guys are wondering where I am doing it. Actually, I need to log in here, so I can't remember my password, unfortunately. But I'll be showing you guys this tomorrow. I'll do it later today, and I'll show you guys my portfolio tomorrow. We're using CoinMarketCap, so you can see exactly what I'm buying and how much I'm buying. Right now, in case, for example, you're trying to buy this on Binance or another exchange, and you're having trouble doing so, another way that I kind of recommend you go about it is checking out the wrapped equivalent on the DeFi side. The reason for that is because if I try to buy something on Binance, for example, let's say I want to purchase, let's say I want to do a trade here on Solana. So I go over here and I put in Sol, and I put Sol USDT. So let's say, for example, I want to purchase at market value, I want to buy like 1 Sol, right? What it's going to do, the moment I hit the buy button, it's going to tell me error, minimum amount is 10 or something like that. And right now, as you can see, the price of 1 is like $78, right? So you need almost $800 to just cover that trade. And so in case you don't have the funds to do that, another way that you could potentially get around that is buying the equivalent on DeFi. So let's say, for example, you want to buy the wrapped version on Binance Smart Chain. Let's see if we can actually find it here. Solana. I'm not actually sure. You do have lots of scams, so you have to be careful. Solana. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be available here, unfortunately. Let's see if you guys can. I know that, if I'm not mistaken, Cardano is here. Yeah, there you go. So ADA is here. As you can see, it goes, there's lots and lots of volume here and a lot of liquidity. So even though Cardano has its own chain, even though ADA has its own blockchain, you can actually buy the wrapped version in case you don't have the funds to cover like a trade, like a minimum trade on an exchange. And so in case you guys want to DCA, but you don't know how, you could always just use the wrapped version of the coin on either Binance or Polygon. I personally prefer Binance Smart Chain because of just the sheer amount of liquidity there. So you can almost guarantee that they're not going to evaporate. And so your wrapped coins will be 1:1, which is really cool. Anyways, that's just a little rambling on my part. I do want to say hi to you guys. We got OXDTT in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out, my friend. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to you guys, by the way. We got some folks over on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. We're going to wrap this up, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out today. Hopefully you got some value out of this. If you did, smash that like button and share this with your friends. That would be amazing. Hopefully, let me know as well, are you going to jump into the Lavacake Layer 3? Let me know in the comment section. I really want to know. Before I go, guys, I do want to tell you about an awesome workshop that I'm running, which is going to teach you how to build your own online information product business. So if you're somebody that thinks that you'd like to teach online, or maybe you'd like to sell an ebook or some kind of information product, but you don't know where to start, this is going to be the perfect program for you. It's totally for free, and we'll teach you how to actually create sales in less than 60 days. Check that out in the link in the description below. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Be safe out there. Definitely buy the dip if you haven't done so. It's a great opportunity. But again, not financial advice. DYOR, please do your own research. These are all my amazing social media handles. If you haven't followed me, definitely do so. Like and subscribe again. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Take care, everybody.